So it's a mirror system. You need to understand it's a mirror system. Russell, we're going to have to let you go.
I feel like you're not listening to me.
You're like, I'm not explaining it right. That's the problem.
No, let me try again.
No, so they have a cup, right?
But it's not a digital cup. I feel like that's the part you're not getting. You're imagining a screen with a pixels of a cup. No, it looks like a real cup and it shatters, but no bullet leaves the gun.
Now this is what I call, now we're pod racing. That's what I say. The reason I wanted to ask you to start it is because I want to drink the Dr. Pepper so bad.
Yeah, the Dr. Pepper's good. Now the camera's bugging me. This is not good for any of the audio listeners because I'm going to have video clientele and audio clientele. I'm going to have so many people listening.
Can I bust this boy open?
Yeah. Bubble Boy Podcast.
Bubble Boy Podcast.
Jason Alexander's here.
Oh.
JJ.
Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Everyone cares. Everyone's listening. These are all people who are either comics or people from my church. So not everyone's going to by default know who you are.
My mom's going to be listening. And
Sharon.
And girls I went on one date with and never talked to again. That's the other one.
Jason, I got you Dr. Pepper. Because
I love you.
I
love you more than words can express. Like, I can't tell you how much higher you just jumped on, like, my friend hierarchy, which I have in my head.
Yeah.
Do you have one about who's your best friend? And
Yeah.
then you, like, have them ranked?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that. I had someone ask.
Mine?
I had a friend ask where they're at on the rankings, and then I had to be honest.
You had to break the news?
I had to break the news. I'm like, hey, there's 7 people ahead of you.
I don't have, like, necessarily a ranking 1 through 100 or whatever. It's like jawbreakers.
Yeah.
How, like, you can get closer to the center. And in my head, it's pretty well defined what layer somebody's in.
Very, big time.
Certain people are in certain layers. A lot of that depends on if you've
offered you cocaine.
That's a big one. That's a huge one. It just makes me feel included, if nothing else. Like if you've met my wife and daughter, you're at least in a couple layers.
That's good.
Most people have not because I don't trust them around my sweet baby angels.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
This is gonna be a burp heavy pot.
One of my favorite things that I notice on Russell's bookshelf is that you have Judaism for Dummies on your bookshelf.
Yeah, I never read it.
I can tell. You get to page 3. It's like page 4 says, "Wear the hat the whole time. Wear the hat."
No, the thing about Judaism for Dummies is it doesn't get to any of the good stuff. I keep waiting. I'm like, where's Jesus? They never cover it. What's the point?
Yeah, they just kind of just like.
There's like whip gay people. Women, if they get punched hard enough in the face, that guy owes you 200 shekels. That's a lot of Judaism for Dummies. It's a lot of going over the women to shekel ratios.
Oh, dude. I wish that shekel still existed today.
You're a big shekel guy?
I'm a massive shekel guy. I would actually probably work harder in a job if instead of I was getting dollars, I was getting shekels. If I was getting shekels, I would work so hard. But I don't care. Because I was thinking about this today. Like, because my hours got cut at my job. I'm just living life. I'm just cleaning out gutters every once in a while and having a job, just being a broke single loser. And I'm like, I'm so much happier now than when I had a job. Is that bad?
That sounds like...
Because I have enough to get by, and I have enough money, like, saved up where I'm like, I'm okay, and I don't need to, like, rush.
Sure.
You know?
I have a friend, a gal friend, and she will get a little tipsy and then tell me about how happy she is being single. She's like, I just feel like God's put me in a place of singleness right now. I'm just in a season of singleness. I just feel really good about that. And I feel really good about being single. And I think it's important that I'm single right now so I can discover me. And I think and every time, like, I don't think you're happy being single. You're talking about how happy you're being single and also a lot and also only when you're a little tipsy that it makes me think that maybe you're not that happy being single.
Oh, definitely not.
You opening up with like, you know what? I'm happy things are bad. You know what? This is actually...
I'm happy that nobody loves me right now.
This is actually exactly what I wanted to happen.
It's like I have a bit now I'm working on because I went to the singles night at church, and
Can you name the church? Or you?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I went to the singles night, and I wrote a joke about it because I walked in there and I was like, "These are the people God loves the most." Is that these people are not blessed? Because it felt very shallow and angry.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, where's the hot people? And I'm like, wait a minute, it's singles night at
it's
church. I'm here.
Singles night at a church, so it is like those are probably mostly widows or 22-year-olds who haven't gotten a boyfriend yet for whatever reason. They're either damaged goods or there's a reason why no one's picked you up yet.
Yeah, because
I'm sure you're expecting this, but also when you walked in. Not like they were like, "Oh, good, now the party's starting."
No, I'm not bad.
Like, whoa,
I'm getting hot.
Shrek as a human walked in, sick. That's my future husband.
Dude, I'm Prince Charming with Down syndrome, dude. That's me. My fairy godmother. Got it.
Yeah, there's so many. I've done 3 other episodes.
Yeah.
I'm really iffy on what I should and shouldn't cut.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should cut anything. Just let it roll.
Just let that roll. I'm good with it.
Last one I did with John Bueno, one of the last things we brought up was the Beat It music video by Michael Jackson. I was like, I think that's when he was black. I don't think that's when he was black. I think it's when he was black. And John Bueno was like, he was black the whole time, Russell. Even until his death, he was still black. Who are you to say what is white and what is black? And I was like, I'm uncomfortable. That's where we're gonna end the podcast. I didn't I couldn't riff on it. Like,
that's so much funnier than you trying to defend yourself. Is to tell the guy that just called you out for being kind of racist, like, get out of here.
No,
go home.
I'm done talking now.
Dude, I would say he has proportions that make me cry laughing sometimes.
John Bueno?
Yeah. I'll watch it stand up. Like, he'll be like, dude, Jason thinks this joke is really funny.
It's just his cool bod?
Yeah, dude. It makes me happy. I'm glad.
Most comics have cool bods.
Mm-hmm.
No one's really jacked to hell.
We don't have a ripped guy. We had one guy that used to be special forces, and then he just evaporated because his divorce happened. Like,
I remember him. I saw him 2 times, I think, at like the 3 E's mic. And he was like, "Any service members out there? Oorah," or whatever. I'm like, he's not gonna last, I don't think.
Dude, I did give it up for the troops. I opened up for Oxymorons in a very loud bar. Very loud bar.
Yeah,
where no one knew that there was a comedy show.
Especially like bar stand-up.
And I was also
hard.
supposed to get paid many days ago. Because that's how comedy goes.
Bar stand-up is tough. I imagine bar Christian improv, tough sell.
It was a little bit of a tough room, I would admit.
On the best of circumstances.
Yeah. So this is what I will say. So the show.
Then you have my old broadcast professor up there, yes-anding.
Yeah, he's yes-anding. I did the improv games on a different one. Crushed, murdered at the retirement home. Opened up with 9 minutes of material. Forgot if I'm allowed to talk about having Down syndrome or not in my clean set. Didn't do that joke. Went like 5 minutes short on time, and then they brought me out again to go do the improv games, and then I got some laughs.
You crushed the games. Did you crush anything else afterwards? You mean these sweet, desperate old women who are like, you remind me of my grandson.
Ooh.
They hike their skirt. Yeah, you're always...
Shut the hell up, Russell. You're like, yeah, this is how this retirement gig went. He's like, dude, you get any tail? What's up?
I didn't get paid, but your boy got something that rhymes with paid. Why are you always going short? You're always going short on sets?
Nah, man.
Thad's always running the light. For some reason, if you're under 25, none of you know how to keep track of time.
Yeah. No, it's just that was a really long time ago with that show.
Was it a year ago?
At least, yeah. Before Comedy Works New Faces. Before that.
Yeah, you did. You got third place in Comedy Faces New Faces.
Comedy
Faces
New Faces.
Comedy Faces New Faces. Comedy Works New Faces. He got third place, and then 2 weeks later did a show there and went 4 minutes under.
That is true. Well, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but who's to say? The thing is that the show started late, and I'm like, okay, 10 minutes after when Georgia got off. So then I had that, but the thing is, the show started late, so I had my mark at 26, and I got off at 26. Then it was like, oh wait, because the show started later. I moved it.
Yeah, you blew it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm just trying to humble you.
Yeah, but guess what? Got booked again at Comedy Works. Eat it, Russ. Drink that Dr. Pepper and sadness.
You did your 5 minutes from the contest, and you're like, that's all I have.
No, it was improv. The whole set was improv.
I did Biden falling down, and I just
What
kind
are they
of
gonna
laid
do?
there for another 45 seconds just to stretch.
I should lay down for 4 minutes.
Just
oh my
do not get back up.
Do the rest of my set lying down.
Yeah.
Just be like, I pulled my back.
Yeah. Do go like, oh, it's funny, Biden. I fell down, and then have an actual like, oh my god, no, oh my god,
I can't move my legs. I can't move my legs.
Someone help. Yeah, go into real panic. I saw a TikTok. I saw a TikTok of a woman doing stand up, and she's like, I didn't get the vaccine, and she got the vaccine. She's like, I got vaccinated 4 times. I got every booster. I got this. I got that. And guess what? And then she fainted and hit her head, and you're like, oh, that's a funny bit. And then it goes, and then the audience is just staring at her for another 2 minutes. And then people start rushing on stage. She actually fainted and collapsed. And it was just timing that she was like,
that's hilarious.
I got vaccinated. I got the booster. Then she collapsed. And then everyone was sharing it. They're like, look, this is what they're doing to us.
That's so funny. I think she just hit her head when she fell. Because it's hard to do the fall right. I talked with this guy that did semi-pro wrestling, which is hilarious. Very funny.
Was it little person wrestling or actual wrestling?
No, actual
Okay.
It was and the thing is if you do a fall, you're supposed to break at the knee and then fall back.
Taking a bump.
Yes.
You ever take a bump?
What's that?
That's when you fall in wrestling. You gotta land on your back. You have to distribute, so you try to suap your hands out. It's taking a bump.
Yeah, that's what I learned to do.
You bite and bump.
I bite and bump. What was funny? What sucks is that I do that joke and do the act out as Joe Biden. I just watched Trump do it.
Yeah.
I just watched legit the president of the United States do a bit I'm working on. That's a hilarious predicament to be in as a country, I would like to say. I'm like, this is a pretty good act out I got here. Literally, I watched this, he's like, this is Biden, and then he just turns around. He's like, I don't know where I am even. It's very funny because he doesn't do the voice. It's just him. Oh. He's doing an impression. It's like, hey, this is my impression of Bruce Willis, and then you just keep talking.
Hi, I'm Bruce Willis.
I'm Bruce Willis. That's what Trump does, but it's his voice. He's like, I don't even know where I am anymore. I'm very confused. I'm very old. It's so funny, dude.
I said this to you unrelated. I said this to you when we went to Chick-fil-A, which by the way, the reason we have delicious bottled Dr. Peppers here is because me and Jason. But I don't know if I told you. So we went to Chick-fil-A for lunch last week.
Yeah.
I got there and I had already had lunch, so maybe I'll get a little treat for myself. Maybe I'll get a little peppermint shake for myself. But Jason's coming. And I don't want to just order ice cream and look like a fairy boy. So I'll wait for Jason to get here, see kind of what he gets, and then maybe I'll order fries and a shake or something like that. So you showed up, got right ahead of me, ordered, and then went, hi, so yeah, can I get, you guys do a vanilla shake, but can you put Dr. Pepper in the vanilla shake and blend that together? Can you make my wildest fantasy come true?
Yeah, and they did it.
They did it, and then I was like, sick. I'm in the clear for peppermint shake. Jason.
Absolutely, brother.
Jason's the safest person.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'll never eviscerate you.
When I do shows with Mike, I change my diet based around him because he will make a comment on it. Do you know how much I love Slim Jims and soda?
I love Slim
And whenever
Jims.
we go to the gas station to fill up, he gets a Powerade and breath mints. So I'm like, I guess I'll get water and some Lay's, but because I don't want to hear it.
Lay's, Russell?
Don't want to hear it from him.
Oh, why would you do that?
He'll make some comment. He'll talk to me about how my diet's terrible, how I don't exercise enough. It's the same thing. Mike
looks good.
Well, Mike also has body dysmorphia. He told me he Mike has body dysmorphia. He told me that he gives himself a 4-pound weight range, and if he falls outside of that, he goes on a diet. That seems unhealthy.
I think
Am I crazy? 4 pounds is like not that much. That's like a good poop in the morning. And he's like, if I'm out,
what kind of poops are you taking, dog? Holy goodness.
No, I like hold it in for a week and I get it out in a day. I'm very efficient. I take time off on my calendar for work. I put in lunch break and then I just get it out and take an hour and a half and knock it out.
You're just watching memes on your phone for 3 hours. This is why I don't believe in work from home. Is like because of you.
It's not real. It's not real.
I talk to like you and Mike about your guys' jobs. I'm like, can I also have an imaginary job?
Yeah.
Can I please have an imaginary job, please?
My goal was when me and Lydia were like, we got married. We're like a year in. We started watching Mad Men. And Don Draper's job in Mad Men, anybody's job in Mad Men, is you take a man out to dinner and his wife, and then you flirt with his wife, and you like pinch her thigh under the table when he's not looking, and then you talk to the man, and you're like, and that's why I love the war. And he's like, Don, you son of a bitch, I love the war. And then for no reason at all, he's like, I'd like to buy $50,000 worth of ads from you. And that was Mad Men. And I'm like, I gotta get that job. Whatever that job is, I have to get it. Customer success manager is that job. It's just, now you do it over Zoom, so I don't get to take people out to fancy dinners. But it's just, be cool. That's kind of the job. It's just be cool, make them like you, and then companies will pay you lots of money to sit at home. As long as the client thinks you're a sick dude, you get paid money for it.
It's like, hey, look, Russell's a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
The job is being nice.
Oh, man.
It's not customer service, because customer service is people calling in and being upset. Customer success is once every 2 weeks we have a meeting on the calendar, and then I pop into the Zoom meeting and I go, hey, is everything going good? And they go, yeah, everything's going great. I go, sick, no problems, no problems. All right, I'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
How's that dog treating you? And do you do that? Do you do the rapport?
I need to get better at the rapport.
I like how that's the one part of your job.
I need to get better at that part, actually.
That's what I thought they were paying you for. Is you like
Probably.
You know when their kids have a dance recital and you give them a card to say good luck at the dance recital and stuff like that. But that's not what you're doing.
No, I'm checking in, going, any problems? They go, no, and I go, cool, I got to go play Baldur's Gate 3 for a little while between meetings.
God, I think you're living the American dream.
It's not bad. Cheers.
Yeah.
Was that okay, no.
These do feel a little plasticky.
No, they're glass. I wouldn't cheap out on you. It tricked me for a second, though.
Yeah, I am, like, this is what I will say. Like, there's this. This is great.
Yeah.
It is not as good as the McDonald's fountain, I would say. Because there's something about the McDonald's fountain drink that is just infinitely better than any other kind of soda by far. It is not close.
McDonald's has proprietary blends. So, like, a McDonald's Sprite hits different. It's a big meme, the McDonald's Sprite. McDonald's has a recipe, like a blend, a Sprite.
Yes, and also they cool it in the system, too.
Yeah.
Like, it already comes out cold, and also the syrup ratio makes sense because they plan on you putting ice in it.
Yeah.
And that's why it tastes great.
So they have, like, with all of their, like, Coke and Dr. Pepper and Sprite, it'll taste different in McDonald's than even Burger King because they have, like, they only have, Sprite has a contract with McDonald's you only get this kind of Sprite from McDonald's. You're the only one who's wanted to talk about soda so far.
Oh, it's so
Everyone else is like, oh, it's a part of it. We have a soda and then we talk about, like, bad comedy or
And then we talk about
you're genuinely into the soda. And
oh, the ratios are massive. This is what I also will say. Mr. Pibb at Chipotle, criminally underrated.
Really?
Great beverage, Mr. Pibb out of the Chipotle. Very good. No one talks about it. No one talks about Pibb anymore. I have a Pibb problem.
There's there's debate in the community.
Yes.
In the soda community.
Yeah.
So you got your colas, you got your Cokes, your RCs, your Pepsis.
And you're gonna put Pepsi in the cola category because it's Pepsi Cola.
Yeah, it's a Pepsi Cola. Yeah. You got your root beers,
Mhm.
your Barks, your Mugs, so on and so forth. Is Dr. Pepper a cola or is it its own category of soda?
It is in the middle. It's the most beautiful beverage that's ever been created. It is the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. of sodas.
It's a third-party candidate.
It's a third-party candidate. That's what Dr. Pepper is. But I would put Pibb in that category.
Yeah, Pibb is a Dr. Pepper.
It is.
There's Dr. Thunder. There's Mr. Pibb. All those are a Dr. Pepper. But there's no word for it. Like, there's a cola. There's a root beer. But, like, Dr. Pepper variants are all Dr. Peppers. But,
Yes.
like, that's the category of soda in of itself. Is a Dr. Pepper.
Definitely. That's
like,
libertarian. That is for sure.
That's why it's the best
It's
one.
the best.
Dude. Dr. Pepper wants to audit the Fed. Dr. Pepper, it's the gold standard. That's why it's so good. Dr. Pepper is the gold standard. We solved it. We fixed it.
We did it. Dude, I went on
the
this.
Ukraine's over.
It is. If we airdropped Dr. Pepper directly into Israel, it'd stop.
It'd stop. They'd figure it out.
They'd hold hands and make up. If I could buy the world with Dr. Pepper today, that's what would happen.
So Dr. Pepper, it has like a contract or it's a right thing. I don't remember how it works, but Coke has Coke products and they're brewed in Coke facilities. Yeah. Pepsi has Pepsi products that are brewed in Pepsi facilities. Dr. Pepper's not a Coke or a Pepsi product. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
But Coke and Pepsi both have contracts to create and distribute Dr. Pepper. It blends. It brings everyone together.
Yes.
I would say the ultimate rivalries in the world, in history, the U.S. and Britain, black and white, Israel, Palestine, Coke, Pepsi. I think in that order, probably.
Yeah.
I think in that order. And then it's like local law enforcement versus the feds coming in and taking over their crime scene.
That's right.
That's
it's the
biggest
NRA.
Yeah, that's the biggest rivalry in history is local PD's crime scene being taken over by the FBI.
I just watched Patriots Day, and like all these Boston police officers get mad at the FBI. They're like, "What are they doing walking out on a crime scene?" Or whatever Boston people sound like.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Wahlberg. And then they just get really mad. That's kind of the whole movie.
People always go Mark Wahlberg for Boston accent. Yeah. No one ever says Casey Affleck.
Oh, I did also. I wanted to say one more thing about Dr. Pepper. Let's keep on that. Two things about Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper owns Keurig. Did you know that?
Yes.
They own Keurig. It's Keurig, Dr. Pepper, and they own, I believe, Sunny D.
Huh, that one I didn't know.
I believe Sunny D is also under the Dr. Pepper umbrella, which is insane. Because also, like, I wrote down this like a not like a vision board, like a bucket list. I wrote a bucket list. It's like be on Joe Rogan, do a Hot Ones interview. Those are like my two big dreams. Make $1 million. You know, all this different stuff.
Sure.
But on there, near the bottom, is meet the CEO of Dr. Pepper. That's genuinely on my bucket list. Like, I want what success in like podcasting would be for me is to be able to get like the CEO of Dr. Pepper on in like these companies that I like Whataburger. The Whataburger Dr. Pepper shake I tweeted about probably 900 times. I said if I did kind of reuse the joke, but I said if everyone in Israel and Palestine had a Dr. Pepper shake, the conflict would be over and they'd realize that they can just be friends. Is it something along those lines?
Sure.
Tweeted about that at least 40 times. That's how much I like the Dr. Pepper milkshake. And it comes back in the summertime. And I'm going through a genuine seasonal depression because it's not here anymore. And I tried to go to Chick-fil-A to try to get some of that sweet Dr. Pepper milkshake goodness, but it's not the same.
There's very few corporations that I would like sow my allegiance to, where it's like, yeah, I'm a big, I don't know, Walgreens guy. I don't know. But some people are like, oh, Nike, or I'm an Adidas guy. Like, they have brand loyalty.
Why?
I don't have brand loyalty to anything other than 3 companies. There's 3 corporations I have loyalty to, brand loyalty, that I would genuinely get tattooed on my body. Mm-hmm. Don't comb your mustache in front of me while I'm in the middle of what might be the most important thing you've ever heard.
What's wrong with this? It's my nervous.
It's so loud. I'd be shocked if the microphone can't pick it up. It's really distracting.
I'm so insecure about it now, and it's all I want to do. It's all I've been thinking about.
You need to be more insecure. You lost the open mic contest at Looney's. Be more insecure.
Where were you, Russell?
The 3, I don't go to open mics. The 3,
you should.
No, I should. I keep blowing it at shows because I keep trying to try out new material halfway through a paid set. Like, what if I talk about slavery a little bit? And everyone's like, please don't. I get a full no, hard stop.
Like, there was something evil about you doing jokes about slavery in a Bill Cosby sweater. That's bad.
I say it's a Biggie Smalls sweater. I don't know anything about Biggie Smalls other than he had a sweater. Also,
that's the funniest sentence I have ever heard in my life. I know nothing about Biggie Smalls other than the fact he wore a sweater.
He wore cool sweaters. Everyone's like, it's a Cosby sweater. And I'm like, no, it's a Biggie Smalls sweater. And I don't like it because Bill Cosby raped those women. I don't know much about Biggie Smalls. Did he rape any women?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
Look at me. Look at us in the camera monitor. We're going to talk about the history of Tupac and Biggie Smalls.
Dude, also, by the way, like, a fun thing to do is you could type in any celebrity name and then type in sexual assault and, like, something comes up.
Oh, for sure.
Like, anybody. Like, Schwarzenegger? A couple big ones, actually. Yeah. Like, settled out of court. Stallone, same thing. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
They're all doing it.
Shaq? Kobe?
All these Hollywood liberal pigs.
Yes. Big time. One person...
I just wanted to have a big silence on liberal pigs. Yeah. I just want the problem, 4 episodes in, every episode so far has a real right-wing tilt. And I'm going to lose... I'm going to lose a lot of listeners off the bat.
We need to lean in. We need to go louder with Crowder. Ben Shapiro show.
I'm going to go hit my wife right now.
I'm going to go. You see freaking Steven Crowder divorced his wife?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He's like a bad dude.
Yeah. He just goes to college campuses like, here's why you're an idiot. And I'm a smart boy. It's just, cause I did.
We all went through a Crowder phase.
We all were like, oh, this guy's pretty funny. And then I was like, oh, he's being mean. Like, you could just like have a conversation and be like, I disagree with you on policy, and then they get really mad. Like, oh, we're in the most divided times. I'm like, you're not helping.
Yeah,
at all.
He's got terrible takes on so many things. So there was one thing I was listening to his show one time, and they're talking about like the criminal justice system. Should it be about penalizing criminals, or should it be about like reformation, like getting people fixed and back into society so they can be good members of the community? Yeah. And he was like, no, it's the criminal justice system. It's in the name, so they have to be punished. I was like, A, justice doesn't necessarily mean punishment. B, even if it did, just because that's the name of it, that's what it's gotta be.
Yeah.
Like the Democratic People's Republic of China. It's like, oh, well, it's in the name, so it must be a Democratic Republic.
Yeah.
It's in the name. And also, what a like horrible, unempathetic way to go through life of just like, no, if you got caught for doing drugs, you were selling drugs when you were 19 or whatever
to try to pay for your like rent.
You deserve life in prison.
Yeah, it's like it's like a 17-year-old kid, like Ali Sadiq, which is a very good comic. I'm not sure if you've heard of him.
Huh.
But dude, he went to jail for selling drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I was thinking Ali Sadiq. I was thinking Alisa.
Oh no,
Deek.
Ali.
Yeah.
But dude, he did like this stuff, and he like talked about why he started selling drugs, and I'm like, I wish that I could tell you if I was in his shoes, I would do something different. There's no way I would not be selling crack if that was my life experience. It's like that. Like, it's very not empathetic, and
some
also,
people don't even get the chance to know better.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's also I don't think that's Christian either, in my opinion.
Look, we're the good ones.
We're the good ones, and
we're
like
the good ones. Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're the fun ones. I don't care.
We're flirty. We're kind of the flirty Christians.
Yeah, we're the ones that might do a pot every once in a while. No, but yeah, definitely. It's just I don't think that's loving at all. I've been seeing this stuff that freaking Jelly Roll did. Like, he just did a freaking show in prison. You know about Jelly Roll?
I know about Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll's actually a really nice guy.
Oh.
Huh. Like, he just did a show in a prison, and like his whole thing is like prison reform. Like he's like really like an advocate for it. It's very interesting because he was like, it ruined my life, and like this, like being like a felon for drugs, it's like in robbery and stuff, like it can ruin your life, you know.
Well, then you get the vicious cycle where it's like, once you get out, now you're a felon. Your only options now are illegal things because no one's gonna hire a felon.
Yeah.
No one's gonna hire an ex-con, so your only option to make money is to do illegal stuff.
Yeah, like that was something that was really cool about my boss. Is like the reason he started his company was because he wanted to be able to pass it down as a franchise to a convict, to some, as like that was
cool.
That's his why for starting the business, and he's crushing it. He's making so much money and doing a really good job. And then because he's an older dude, and that was his whole reason for starting the business, was to be able to pass it down to a someone to give them a second chance, because he just knows how freaking life's hard. Life's hard for a lot of people. Like, I'm very very fortunate, even just in comedy. Like, I see like my support system, like the fact that I have my mom at shows. I can't name a single other comedian that has that. Maybe Thad, but like not like my mom. I'm very lucky in that way. So it's like also like when I judge someone for being bad at comedy, I have to remember
their mom isn't here to support them.
Yeah, that they're doing something that's much harder than what I'm doing. Like, I'm doing okay, but like I have this support system, and I have all these friends and people that support me. So it's like everyone has a different journey, like for comedy and for life in general. It's like I think judging is very bad, because I do that a lot. Me and you do that a lot. We're like, this person sucks at comedy. I'm like, well, what's going on in their life? Maybe they're doing the best with what they got. There's a piece of that.
There's an element of like, yeah, don't be mean and judgy. Be like, well, they smoke cigarettes, so I bet their dad molested them or whatever. Yeah, don't do that. That's bad. But
there's nuance, but it's like being an
empathetic. If someone's like, they're not funny, I don't need to take into consideration every aspect of their life. Some people are just not funny.
That is very funny. It's just like you're not funny, but what have you gone through? That's genuinely like what comedy kind of is at in terms of like booking stuff. It's like, we've watched your tape. It's really bad, to be honest with you. But like, what's your struggle? Let's talk about that instead of the jokes.
It's like, you ever watch Chopped? You ever watch the Food Network? It's always like, and in this basket is a squid, mangoes, and stickers. Make a souffle or whatever. And then it cuts to Cheryl, and she's like, "My mom is not gonna make it if I don't win this $50,000. My mom, like, this is the only chance I have. She's gonna pass away. I've been working at a diner for the last 6 years. I've been working 4 jobs to do anything. If I don't win this money, my mom's dead." And then they cut to the judging, and they're like, "Overcooked. Get out of here." And then her mom's dead now.
That is funny. One of the funniest ones to ever happen about that, like the sob story, was there was this guy, and he was like, I have a stutter, and it was because I went to war in Iraq. And he like showed this picture of like the soldier and all that stuff, and he does the audition. He's a pretty decent country singer, and they like everyone cries and starts like flipping out because like this guy does the interview with a stutter, and then they like do the judging and stuff, and he goes through to the next round. Turns out he faked the stutter, Fake the stutter. Fake the story of him going to Iraq, and he posted a different picture of. It was just some random soldier in Iraq that he found because this guy called him up. Was like, "That's me. That's not that guy." And they're like, "What?" And then they just quietly eliminated him in the next round, and they didn't acknowledge it at all that he didn't have a stutter anymore. And he still kept it, which is really that's the funniest thing is in the next episode he like still had the stutter, but then they just voted him out for being a bad country singer. And the thing is, he was a good country singer.
That's the thing. Whether or not he lied about the stutter is irrelevant to the quality of singing.
Of his talent, because they're also it's a biased competition.
This isn't best moral guy contest.
Yeah. And also what is very funny is that there was like this one like 13-year-old girl that won it. And I'm like, did she really win? That sucks.
She's probably lying too.
She's probably 40.
She probably has little person disease or whatever, where they're like, it's an adult trapped in a kid's body.
Yeah. And like the thing was with her is that she has to go do a 2-year residency in Las Vegas, but she's 14.
She's not allowed in.
Yeah, like that's so funny. Like to just be like, you know what, little girl, we're really proud of you. We're gonna give you this contract that's worth $1 million. And they're like, oh my god, I just won $1 million. Well, no, you have to work for 2 years at this casino. Like, when am I gonna go to school? You don't have to worry about school. Like that's an insane thing to do to a kid.
You were at Vegas for comedy festival.
Yeah,
have you been to Vegas other than that?
Yeah, I did. My grandparents have a like a timeshare there, so we had our family reunion out in Vegas.
I was 14. I think I was 14. My brother was 15, and our parents took us to Vegas.
Yeah,
we're good Christian family. So half the stuff we're not allowed to do anyways. And even if we could do it, even if we could go gamble or do whatever, you brought a 14 and 15-year-old. We can't go and do anything. So,
you go to Excalibur?
Yeah, we stayed in the Excalibur.
I know. That's what I did last year.
That looks sick. It's a castle. And then all the other ones have like the whole thing is themed to fit what it is. Like this one's a big pyramid, and we got I don't know, pyramid stuff. It's luxurious. It's all this.
Yeah.
The Excalibur is just a Holiday Inn with the exterior of a castle. Nothing inside of it is castle related.
Nope.
Which was such a bummer.
Such a bummer.
Such a letdown.
Yeah, like and the thing is with the Excaliburs, you have the arcade games. So like cuz me and freaking Corey, we went out and we gambled a little bit and we're like, this sucks. Let's go play arcade games at Excalibur. We just played arcade games for like 3 hours.
It's the best.
It was so much better than gambling.
Yes.
Like we played this ring toss game, and it was probably the best I've ever felt in my life.
There was a game at the Manitou Penny Arcade.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite places in the world.
Dude, we gotta go.
Let's
go talk Mike into going to some restaurant in Manitou Springs.
So you can chaperone us.
So we can go to the Penny Arcade. No, I'm yes, tomorrow. Let's go.
I love the Penny Arcade, but there's one game in particular. I think it's called Quick Draw, but there's a little pistol in the set there.
Yes.
And there's a little target. It's like a cup. And you pull out the thing and you shoot the cup and the cup shatters. It's like an actual cup that shatters. Somehow you shoot it and it shatters. And then you put the gun back in. And then the next time the cup goes around and it goes in a circle and you got to pull out and quit. So there's like 4 levels of it. It is cool because like the cup shatters. The cup shatters. It's not a digital cup. It's a real cup.
You got to shoot it. Do it.
I think it's something with mirrors. It's like the cup's actually laying down, but the way it's projected, it gets reflected up. I don't know. It's a whole thing. I watched like a video on it the other day, but it was.
You have too much free time.
I work from home.
He doesn't have a real job. Well, hey, Russell, what'd you do at work today? I looked at how the cup
shatters
in Quick Draw. I don't understand. So it's a mirror system. You need to understand it's a mirror system. Russell, we're going to have to let you go.
I feel like you're not listening to me.
You're like, I'm not explaining it right. That's the problem.
No, let me try again.
So they have a cup, right?
But it's not a digital cup. I feel like that's the part you're not getting. You're imagining a screen with a like pixels of a cup. No, it looks like a real cup
It's
and it
a
shatters,
real cup
but no
that
bullet leaves the gun. I'm not explaining it right. That's no, you're not getting it. So,
It's a fake cup. No, it's a real cup.
no. Shush. Don't interrupt me again. So what happens is it's a real cup. So it's a real cup. You shoot it. And me and my brother, last time we were there, probably spent $45 each on this thing trying to get the record. And I think he was number 1 and I was number 2 or something like that. But like we went through all of it in 5.016 seconds or something like that. And it was like I've had more fun spending $45 shooting this cup than I would ever have winning $8,000 in Vegas.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this, I know what I'm paying for. I'm paying to shoot a cup and get a record or whatever, and it's 25 cents or what? It's actually $1 a piece or whatever it is. But that's what I'm paying for. Gambling is I don't know what I'm paying for, and that makes me
angry.
Right. It makes I'm not having fun, so I'm paying to not have fun because I'm upset about money I'm losing. I don't really like. Yeah, I don't like gambling. It's not fun.
Oh,
I don't even like ticket games.
I hate losing. I hate
the arcade. Like if you win tickets, I don't want to deal with tickets. I just want to play silly game. I don't want tickets.
Yeah, I played. Yeah, the punch game, so good. I remember I brought a girl on a date to the penny arcade because that's what I do. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm like, hey, instead of going to the bar, let's go. Hey, you and me, 9 a.m. Penny arcade, Manitou Springs. You and me, let's go.
We're going.
We're going. Was that you pinching the person's nipples?
Hey, you, me, go to the penny arcade.
You, me, penny arcade.
Is that not how you
get your ass
women?
out of here?
What's going on, babe? You, me, breakfast. We're going.
Well, here's what we're doing. Cracker Barrel, 8 a.m. You, me, what are we doing? We're splitting the bill. I'm getting Mama's pancake breakfast. You're getting probably a salad. Then we're going penny arcade, 6 hours. You, me. How much money are we going to spend? $350.
Then we're gonna win that little cup.
We're going to win the cup that isn't real.
From the horse race. You ever done the horse race at the penny arcade?
Yeah, dude. I'm so serious. I want to go to the penny arcade.
Such a good time.
But no, I brought a girl on a date to the penny arcade. We were on like a double date. I go to the punch machine. Boom, rocket. High score. Like broke the record on the machine. I was like, look at this. Girl was like, oh, that's cool. Walked away. Didn't give me my moment. It sucked so bad. I should have broken up with her then. That's what I realized in hindsight. Like, I should have had that moment. I should have been like, this person's not it. Because she could have been like, wow.
I have to think about you punching it high score. You grab her behind the neck, going for a deep tongue kiss. She's fighting you off as you're like,
no.
I got the high score.
I earned it. This is my prize.
My prima nocta. It's my first fruits.
Yeah,
dude, I tried one time. The only girl I've ever dated, other than my wife, one of our first dates, we were at like, this is back when we had Mr. Biggs in town. Okay.
Oh, dude, Mr. Biggs rules.
And Mr. Biggs had a punch machine, and I did like a check this out. I went and I threw a high kick, because punching it, okay, anybody can punch it. But your man's got the flexibility, the coordination, the grace to throw a lead switch high kick.
Dude, the fact that you're married makes me so happy and so hopeful for the future.
There's a chance.
Dude, literally, yeah.
But I threw a high kick, nailed it. Also, ripped my pants wide open, also fell and like bruised my tailbone.
That's so funny.
There's nothing that gets a girl more moist than a guy in homeschool jeans and a shirt that says "I'm not a fun guy" with a mushroom on it, throwing a high kick, ripping his pants, and falling on his tush.
Dude, just like she's explaining that to her friends. She's like, you are not gonna believe what just happened. Like, she's in the group chat while you're on the date.
If my wife dies, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh well. I'll take you out on the town.
Thank you. You'll
We'll
show
go.
me.
I'll be like, you know what? But I'm not doing better. Like, like, I've talked to a girl. Like, I've been on a couple dates. But the thing is, it's like all of them have been sucky. Like, it's just I've been on like more dates with women who believe that they're witches than have told me that they loved me. Like, that's a real fun fact.
Yeah, that's the problem is you're either in the Christian singles dating scene
Which
or
is
you're
bad.
dating these heretics.
Yeah, they're just dating armpit hair ladies. Not there's anything wrong with that. I'm a feminist or something. It's not about the armpit hair.
Sure.
It's about the kind of person that has it.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, what choices did you make to get here?
Right.
Is what I think.
It's the
What
like
do you talk to your dad?
if your bumper sticker has like a thin blue line on it, I now know how you feel about Israel and Palestine. Like, same thing, like, if you have a shaved head, if you're a lady with a shaved head and your hair's dyed green, I now know your opinions on Israel and Palestine. Like,
Very funny.
so many people are just templates of a thing. You're just, I saw some stuff, and that is who I am, and I can know one thing. I can know your dietary restrictions half the time, and then know how you feel about geopolitical happenings in the world. So when you meet a girl with armpit hair, it's not that she has armpit hair. It's that you have armpit hair, and so now there's an 85% chance I know most things about you.
Like, I know your opinion about January 6th.
Right.
I know for sure. Definitely know your opinion. Like, not like, yeah, it was that kind of person. And that's like, I'm like, this was a poor decision. And then I was like, okay, maybe I should go on a walk and think about what I want out of a relationship with somebody. I should go. You ever go on a date and you're like, afterwards, you don't even like feel good. You just like go on a walk. You know what I'm talking about, fellas.
No, I've never been on a date.
Yeah.
I had both the two girlfriends I've had, one of which is now my wife, both were friends I had who then made out with me and went, "You're my boyfriend now." And I went, "All right, sounds like a plan, dog."
You are living my dream. Like, that's probably what's gonna end up happening. Is it's gonna be a girl that's a friend that I end up marrying. There's a pretty good chance that's what happens. Because I can't do it, bro. It's dating sucks. Mike was trying to tell me, like, hey, you gotta go on dates, do the Tinder thing. I'm like, I can't, man.
No, Mike doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, Mike does. Mike does know what he's talking
He has
about.
no idea.
Definitely, like, if I had that in me, I should. Like, I just, that's not the kind of person I am. I just kind of realized, I'm like, I can't pretend. I don't want to feel like this is interesting. I want to be like, I think I'll be the friends and then go do something. I think that's like my strategy from here on out.
Do you have like, because I'm finding conversation.
Yeah.
If we already have repertoire, or if you come up and say hi to me.
Yes.
But I can't go out of my way. I can't initiate.
Mm-hmm.
I can't initiate conversation with people, which is why I think most comics think I'm a freak and a weird, because I just hang out in the corner. Until you come and talk to me, I can't.
Why would you
start a conversation?
And the thing is that Russell, it's like that's the best thing that you possibly could do.
It's not say hi to anyone.
No, these people are not worth it.
No.
Like, I would say
I'm well aware.
99% of people you're going to run into.
That's why 4 of you have ever met my wife.
Yeah, they're not worth it. Like, and that's the thing that I had to learn, because I tried to be everyone's friend. And I'm like, oh, I need like 4, maybe.
Yeah.
And those just have to be like ride or die people, like that. There no matter what happens.
I'm nice to everybody, but
Me
I don't
too.
necessarily want to be buddies with any of these folks. There was especially I will, if I try to it, I'm like, you know what? Stretch yourself. Be an adult man.
Yep.
You want to say hi to this person, go say hi to this person.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, just checking the time. Recently, I was at, did I tell you this already? I went to Comedy Works to see a show. Did this ring a bell? Okay, I just don't want to tell you a story I already told you.
Oh, it's a podcast. You can say it again.
That's fine.
That's why
it's
you
boring
see
for
talent,
you.
right?
Yeah. So I went and saw Sam, and Patrick Richardson was on the show, and I didn't know that. And I like Pat.
Oh,
Pat's
dude.
a cool dude.
Dude, he is one of the nicest people I've met.
Really
in
like
comedy.
Pat. He's
Dude.
super funny, really great. There was one time, I bring this up every time I bring up Patrick, because either he doesn't feel bad about it and I don't care, or he does feel a little bit bad about it, and so I'm going to keep bringing it up. But the one time I did the Ratio show, he brought me up as, Russell Keller. He's a regular at Looney's Comedy Corner, which is just as good as being any open micer in Denver.
That's pretty funny.
It hurt pretty bad, and I think about it 2 years later.
Oh, dude, but yeah. But here's the deal. Yeah,
it's not
for
incorrect.
sure.
So anyways, at the show,
it's very inside baseball roast. That's very inside baseball roast and very true, which is very funny. Like, I'm like fighting my face off. I'm like, I want to feature so bad. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I caring so much? I need to stop.
It is to have the perspective, like, there's a lot of funny people in the Springs.
Yeah,
a lot of funny people, very good comedians. But like, if you think about the top Denver guys are like, it's like Josh Blue, Adam Caton Holland, Sam Talent. Those are their top three. Our top three would be are guys, the Denver guys versus like the Colorado Springs guys. If we had to pick a top three, would be Mike, probably be Johnny Bratsfield, and then Chinaman. That's where.
Oh
we're
yeah,
at.
Kid Walk. Probably Al. Probably Al.
Badgerine. That's the problem. Is we have two guys. And then someone with a stage name. We either have Chinaman or Badgerine is in our top three. That's our.
No,
that's
it's not Chinaman. It's Kid Walk.
It's Chinaman.
Dude, they talked about him on Bert Kreischer's podcast.
Everyone knows Chinaman, and they only know him by Chinaman. No one knows him as Kid Walk.
And now he's trying to bring it.
But if you talk to anyone who's been doing stand-up for like 15 years, and you're like, you know Kid Walk? Do you know Mark Britton? Nothing. If you go, you know Chinaman? They're like, oh my God, I hate Chinaman. I hate that dude. So I was at Comedy Works. I'm walking to the bathroom, and Patrick Richardson walked in front of me. He didn't see me. I'm like, oh, Patrick was just on a show of mine. So I wanted to say hi to him. And I panicked. And so I slapped him on the back real quick. He's just walking in front of me, and I went. I didn't say anything. I just slapped him on the back. So he turns around and looks at me, and I go, hi. And he goes, hi. So then we go to the bathroom, and we're pissing next to each other. And he finishes peeing before I do, and he goes to the thing. He's like, so what are you doing? I go, peeing. He goes, all right. And he leaves. So now I'm so in my head, I can't stop thinking about it. So the opener goes on for the show, can't laugh. I'm thinking about slapping Patrick on the back. Patrick goes up. He does great. I can't laugh during his entire set. I'm thinking about slapping Patrick on the back and how weird and uncomfortable that was. Nathan Lund, Sam Talent. I'm sweating because I'm thinking about slapping Patrick on the back and how weird it was. So then after the show, I'm like, okay, I'm going to think about this all night. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm not going to think about, I'm not going to be able to do anything other than think about how weird it was that I slapped him on the back. So I have to go apologize, which is only 100% making it worse, but I have to have closure. I have to finish this chapter. I can't leave this open. So afterwards, I go hang in the back and waiting for Patrick to show up. Patrick's nowhere to be found, so now I'm just lurking. And I'm just standing behind Nathan Lund, and he's like talking to his like sister-in-law or something like that, and I'm just standing behind him.
Doing one of these, that nod.
Yep. And then I start getting uncomfortable because I'm like, I've been waiting here too long.
Yeah.
But now I can't leave. Now it feels weird if I leave. Now I've just been standing here and then disappear. That's weirder than just continuing to stand here. So I have to establish a beachhead and stand there. But now I have to make it obvious that I'm waiting for someone. And I can't be like, sorry, I'm not trying to be weird. I'm waiting for Patrick. I just want to talk to him. I can't do that. So now I start like leaning and looking around. I have to make a show of it so that people know I'm waiting for someone. I'm not trying to be weird. And then Sam Talent walks by and goes, yeah, just keep lurking around. That's going to help. That'll make it feel better. So then that spazzes me. So he's walking outside, so I just start following him outside. And he's like, no, don't come out here. I don't know what to do, so I just stand out there. And it's him talking to Danny Maupin and David Worry, and they don't know me. So I'm just standing there. Now I'm just standing outside while they're talking, and I'm just staring.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm like, just walk away. Just go. I'm like, I've been here too long. It's weirder if you leave now. It's so much weirder if you leave now. You might as well stay here. So then I just stay there while they talk, and I'm just kind of looking at them. And it just keeps going. It's been like 45 minutes now of me just hanging around, and no one knows me or wants me around. So I finally, there's like a break in the conversation. People walk away. Like, Jesus Christ, I have to get out of here. I'm blowing it so bad. So I finally just walk up the stairs and try to get out. But then I go, well, now it's weird because now I've just been lurking around, and now I'm just going to disappear. I should say goodbye to everybody. I'm just keep making terrible. So then I pop my head back in, and I go, all right, well, I'm out of here. And everyone goes like, okay, guy who we don't know who's not on the show. All right.
Oh,
no. So then I walk upstairs. I finally see Patrick. So I can finally apologize for slapping him on the back and being weird, which now I've made the night so much weirder and so much worse and so much more uncomfortable.
What also I think is the funniest part about this entire story, no one was thinking about you at all. No one.
Until I was the boy standing there for half an hour.
Even then. Like seriously, like they're like, oh, cool. So there's just some guy hanging out back there. Who cares? And then they walk outside, and then they're probably talking about, like, do you freaking make anyone squirt recently? Because that's what comics talk about. Yeah. And they don't think about you at all.
Hey, I did skip over some parts where I out loud said, I'm being super uncomfortable right now, right?
Oh, no! Russell!
I was out loud going, like, I feel like I'm overstaying my welcome. And they're going, yeah, go away. And then I can't stop.
And then you stayed?
So then I finally...
Dude, I've had so many of those. Like, it's just, there's, like, when you're just starting and, like, you don't have any confidence. Like, I remember the first time I was in the Looney's green room. I'm like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
This is terrifying.
I'm
like, I'd go use the bathroom up there because I don't feel like going in the one with the peasants. Like, that's where I'm at now. You just, like, you get to those levels.
So I walk upstairs, and upstairs, outside was Patrick.
Yeah.
And so I finally get to apologize for being weird. I'm like, hey, man, I was just on the way out. I definitely has been hanging around for an hour trying to get your attention. I was just on my way out. Hey, I slapped you on the back when I said hi. That was super weird. I don't know what I was thinking. And he goes, no, it was good to see you. It was really nice. Actually, when you slapped me on the back, it was like, oh, someone I know is here. Someone who's, like, here to root me on. So it actually was very nice. Huh. So like, oh, good. I'm glad I just blew it with everybody. I'm glad I just ate my own butt for the last hour to come and apologize to you for how weird it was. For you to go, no, wasn't that weird?
That's so funny.
And then the whole time I was driving home, I was like, stupid.
Dude, I had a very awkward interaction with Adam Clayton Holland because I went and saw his show because we both were walking out. I was like, oh, hey, good set, man. He's like, Coolio. And then he walked away. He just said Coolio. And he didn't know I did comedy at all.
No.
I wasn't on the show. That's what I kind of learned. I'm not going to talk to people if I'm not on the show.
No.
Like, why would I go try to hang out with Sam Talent? I'm just going to go be sad in the corner like an American.
So all of that being said, if my wife dies, I'm screwed.
Oh, for sure.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm a dead man.
Like, I'm thinking about that because, like, I'm not sure how long I could go without seeing the person I like most in the world is what I've been thinking a lot about.
Uh-huh.
Like if I
Our
get...
Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yes. In the world. He's above the world or something. You know? And...
I like staring right down the barrel every time we bring up Christ. And I'm hoping someone's finally going to go like, wow.
Good for them.
They really got it together. They're really speaking to me right now.
You know, and like I think about like
this
doing.
pod's gonna save souls, I promise.
Anyways, here's the thing: if you guys are feeling compelled in your hearts to donate, $5 to the Bubble Boy podcast will be put into two Christian boys college funds.
Graduate college?
No.
All right.
Why would I?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's not worth it. But yeah, it's like I think about like how attached I get to people. Like I even think about like my mom about like doing the road. I'm like, could I go like 3 months without seeing my mom? Because if I'm doing like the road or whatever, I'm like that would suck. That sucks so bad. Can I do that? I don't know. I hope so.
You should probably get some space from your mom.
Yeah.
People used to 12-year-olds used to go, well, mommy and daddy, I'm going out west. You might get a letter from me 8 months from now that says I'm alive.
No, but it's about who do you want to do life with. I think it's like the kind of thing. You know, like I want to have a relationship with my mom, you know. But I think I could definitely, it's like I can go weeks without seeing her for sure. But it's like a year? That'd be hard. Not seeing my parents. That'd be strange.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
That's right. That's what I think about. Or if I have a wife. That's the real one. That's the one I could deal without my mom. I was trying to put a placeholder for my imaginary wife.
As you have a wife, your mom's dead to you.
Yeah. Dude,
I don't need you anymore.
You have that joke.
What?
You have that joke that you have
about my mom.
About your mom.
Yeah, I said it. My mom, please don't listen to my podcast. I had a joke that I said at my first ever Pike's Punk show.
Yes.
Because I love my mom. My mom. But she, at the beginning, would come to all of my shows, show support. Love you, Mom. Thank you so much. But I would get really uncomfortable because I know all the jokes that are being said at comedy shows, and I don't want my mom to hear all these jokes. Also, I'm trying to figure out my voice as a comedian, and I feel like when my mom was at the shows, I have to do very specific stuff. I can't stretch if my mom's there.
Yeah.
Because I don't want her to see her baby boy talk about, hoo-hoos and ha-has. You know what I'm talking about?
Because also it's like for me, it did make me write cleaner for sure. Definitely. I don't think I would. I did a couple pretty insane bits that honestly I'm glad I killed though.
My job I have now is the first time I haven't had a Christian job.
Yeah.
In 8 years. And since the dog's off the leash, I've written some pretty wild jokes. I'm like, I can't get fired for this anymore if any of you were to stumble in here. But I have one joke that I said that's about my mom that I said in front of my mom that I was kind of hoping, and her husband was there. His name's Todd. I'm like, maybe this will put them off to give me some
that's it, because I wondered, because I was like, you gotta have divorced parent or something to be funny and Christian. Well, you have to have one, because it's like you have something that's messed up, because I'm like, if you're just Christian, your parents are together, I don't think you're gonna be capable of doing stand-up comedy in my heart.
Dad's parents are together.
He's not Christian. He's not super Christian.
True. That's true. He's dipping his toes in the water. We'll
definitely dipping his. We'll bring him back.
We'll get him back.
Let's do open mic Bible study. Let's go. Russell on Sundays. Let's just go to Oscar Blues and just be like, "Hey, do you guys have a minute?" And they start talking about like how far people can pee or whatever. People talk about open mics, and then we're like, "So John chapter 3 is actually."
It's not a bad idea.
And then someone's like, "Hey, can you give me a tag on this new joke I have about killing my dog?" Then I'm like, "Yeah, talk about how he was chasing your car like it was a bone." Then whatever. Anyways, what faith is.
So there's locust and revelation, and the locust and revelation people think might be helicopters, and that's pretty cool. Left Behind has really affected the Christian zeitgeist.
Dude, this is Left Behind? Is that with freaking Nicolas Cage?
I mean, but there was a book series before that. Do you not know Left Behind other than Nick Cage? Oh, dude. Left Behind was a mini series starring Kirk Cameron, and before that it's a book series about when when Jesus comes back. What's it called? what's the actual thing
The
called?
end days?
Yeah, what are the end days called? The Rapture. So it's like
Yes.
a book series about the rapture and what life's going to be like in the rapture times. And that book genuinely, like, that has, like, the way we view hell, a lot of that is not biblical. It's from, like, Dante's Inferno has informed how we view hell. A lot of Christian beliefs are just people going, well, C.S. Lewis says. It's like, C.S. Lewis isn't a prophet. I wouldn't listen to C.S. Lewis all the time.
I don't know.
Big one,
You freaking read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Russ?
I do not care about. If one more person brings up C.S. Lewis to me when talking about scripture, I do not care.
That's so funny.
So
Mere Christianity is pretty good.
The big one, another big one was Left Behind. The way we see the end times, everyone goes like, in Revelation, there's these locusts, giant locusts swarming around, but that's probably actually just attack helicopters. And the prophet John his savage mind could not comprehend the technological
What is a helicopter?
So he said locusts. And every Christian says that and thinks it's the smartest thing that anybody's ever said, not realizing that they're just ripping off a book that someone wrote in 2002 and then repeating it as gospel. It's a big high horse I have on. American Christianity is a cult. Anyways.
It is. Dude, freaking
what were we talking
Joel
about?
Osteen?
Yeah.
Dude.
Nightmare Man.
Dude, yeah, it's insane. Also, it's like prosperity gospel, I think, is really bad.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's the biggest hang up I have with talking to people about Christianity. It's almost always the church. It is like 100% of the time, it's these people hurt me that are Christian, and then that's why I am now a witch, which is a literal conversation I've had.
There's a middle ground in there somewhere.
There is. It's like a piece of it shouldn't be I'm a witch person. It should be maybe I'm not like gonna be a church person.
Sure.
Because it's like the thing is that I've had like a conversation with my mom because my mom's divorced and like everything that happened with the church and her, even though it's like I'm not really sure what I think about divorce. Like even as a Christian dude, like it's like I don't know what if the guy's hitting her. Like should the girl just stay forever because that's what God wants? That's like it's a very hard thing to comprehend or like even to deal with about what that looks like. And that's just all the judgment and all that stuff. You feel like you have to be a better person just because you're in a church. The church is just to be like, I messed up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be better. Mm-hmm. And then they'll just kick you out and be like, your problems are too bad for us to fix.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is the exact opposite of what I think the church is supposed to be.
Yeah. Half of the actual American church is the Pharisees that Jesus was screaming at the entire time.
Yeah, flipping tables.
Yeah.
Freaking the bookstore in New Life. Bad.
Coffee
that is
shop?
Bad. Yeah. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. You're not Starbies.
I love the Lord. I'm embarrassed to tell people I'm Christian half the time in the same way that I'm embarrassed to tell people that I'm a stand-up. Because it's like it's not like I have I love stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But I just know what you think stand-up comedy is, and I don't want you to think that about me. Yeah. That's how I feel. Like I'm a good Christian boy, but I know what your perception of it is, and you're not incorrect. But I don't want you to think that about me.
When you say good Christian boy, that doesn't mean you're perfect. That's the thing that I think a lot of people. No,
I don't do drugs.
No, you've.
I
big
drink soda pop.
Big ego? You have big ego?
Perfect ego. I'm right in the pocket of ego.
Or camera. Is that
did it die or did it just?
It might have powered off.
All right. Well,
we can keep rocking.
We'll go a little longer.
Yeah, dude. No, but like that's the thing is that like everyone is flawed, and I think it's like when you have to make people think you're this perfect version of what you're supposed to be, it's bad. Because like, I think like acknowledging like the mistakes I've made helps me be likable and makes me human instead of like whatever like people think of what being a Christian is.
Yeah, keep talking.
Stuff. Yeah, no, but it's like it's nuts. That's definitely like the biggest problems about people getting into the church is it's like whatever, like gay people, like their church's opinion on gay people, the church's opinion on abortion. That's the other one. The church's opinion on, just a lot of political issues. But the thing is that if you can get out of that, because the thing is, it's like you're not supposed to judge. You can say like, hey, this is something I maybe disagree with, but like we don't have to throw this person to the wolves. We can say like, once you're in our family, or like we accept you, but you just have to have open arms in the beginning, which I don't think a lot of churches do. It's kind of like, wait a minute, what are you doing right now? That's really bad. You should get away. We don't want you to mess up our good kids here. Yeah. Like we have good stuff, but
that was the church we go to now. This isn't funny anymore.
Yeah.
The church we go, everyone turned it off 15 minutes ago.
No, I'm actually very interested in this. This is a good conversation.
The church that we go to, I was like done. I thought church was stupid and hypocritical and
definitely,
which it all is. But it's because like I was going to like pseudo mega churches, and then I'm like, okay, this is all nonsense. People are fake. They're not real. Yeah, like if pregnant teen came in here, you would kick her out for being a pregnant teen. Parents who are like, oh, well, my kid came out as gay, so I kicked them out of my house. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
so like, oh, that's the opposite.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
No.
That's the opposite of everything I thought this was supposed to be. Or like when it's like they have their 5th sermon, because it's like we got 3 on Saturday, we got 3 on Sunday, we have 2 Monday night, whatever it is. It's like I'm at the 3rd Saturday night service, and the pastor is saying a prayer, and then he starts crying a little bit, like his voice breaks, and then the keyboardist hits a key change to like set the mood. It's like, so this is the 3rd time you've said this probably exact prayer word for word, to the point where you've got the musical cues down for how broken your heart is. This is manipulation. This is like emotional manipulation. You're alive. So I really hated it. And then the church that I ended up going to, because my wife was like pretty enough. Mm-hmm. She's like, if you're going to date me, you have to go to church. And I'm like, it's nonsense. It's garbage. Okay.
Yeah.
You got that thing on you, so I'll come to church. I hate that I said that. That sucked. I really got to take an improv class. I don't know.
Go do oxymorons with me, Russell. Let's go. You and me and Trip. We're gonna have a blast doing Christian improv.
Sick.
Like there's just like I was at the bar and there's people yelling out like squirt, squirt. And then they're like, okay, we're.
I love soda. I love lemon lime. I love a grapefruit soda named.
That's literally it.
There's a way to save it.
They're literally This and the thing is, what their closer was for the show I just did, that was a nightmare, and I bombed on, and I still need to get paid $50 for. It was
Trip. Trip, if you're out there.
Where's my money? I need to buy a Caniac combo from Cane's. That's my eat out money is my comedy money. So like when I'm not making a lot of money doing comedy, which is most of the time, I'm like, oh man, I gotta go make food. This sucks. So I go hit up a bunch of bookers and try to get booked. I'm like, I want chicken tendies. But dude, they put on shot collars. That was their closer. They put on shot collars and gave a remote to someone in the audience, and they had to like do a scene, and they just got shot collared. They got the crowd back with that.
That's fun.
It was good.
That's a good sub-dom kind of thing for your Christian improv comedy. So, and then what if you whipped my little bottom?
What is
yes and. Yes and.
Yes and.
My safe word is yes and.
How we pulled out of that one was incredible.
So,
that's how we do it.
That's how we do it.
Oh
baby.
Man, can you lash my back? Yeah. Oh, okay. Why are we whipping each other? What's going on? And then they're like,
we're at the grocery store. Okay, and what do I do for a living? No. Substitute teacher. Okay. All right. You're trying to twist it back. So, the church.
Dude,
no.
So this is the problem.
This is the problem with the American church. It's
not enough talk about.
There's not enough leather.
There's
Yeah.
not enough Christian improv.
Yeah.
That's what's leading people away from.
When Jesus was whipping people in the church.
Do you think some guy liked it? Is that what you're saying?
Ow! Stop. That is my.
He's up at tables and someone's like, "Oh, that's hot."
His muscles are glistening.
Look at him.
So the church my wife took me to, they like called it Pirate Church. That was like their fun name for it, because it was like, no, if like kid gets pregnant here, like not gets pregnant here, that's weird. But like
the kid's conceived here.
yeah, the kid's conceived here. But it was very like, no, if your kid is gay, they're still a part of your family. Or like if you're gay.
Yeah.
And you want to come to church or something like that. Like there's churches that like if you're gay or if you're divorced, they would kick you. Like you're not allowed to go to church there anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas our church, the Pirate Church, was like, yeah, no, that's the whole point, is that you should be allowed to come to
that's
church,
what my church is.
Regardless of that kind of like, if your kid is like, we had a couple of like genderqueer trans kids who have been a part of our church, and there's like, yeah, if that makes you uncomfortable, like there was certain congregants who it like really upset them, and like that sounds like a you problem, dog. Like
we're gonna love these people. We're not gonna lie to them. We're not gonna do that, but we're still gonna love them. And
yeah, if they're gonna be like, if like they had homeless people that would come to church, we had a biker church that would like come in sometimes. There was like, we let people use the church building for free. Like if you wanted to go get married at a church, it's anywhere from like $500 to a few $1,000s to rent that church out.
I looked at freaking New Life. It's like so much.
Yeah. So our building was like, no, like clean up after yourself. But yeah, you can come use our building for anything you want. It was kind of just like a rec building, like a community center that we happened to do church in on Sundays.
That's awesome. That's like, what I think church is supposed to be.
That's what it should be.
You should be doing potlucks, you know?
Yeah. We had it. There was an Indian dance group who would come and practice traditional Indian dance like on Friday nights for like a year.
Yeah.
And some people were like pissed about it. Because like, what if they're leaving bad juju in here? What if they're leaving bad spirits in here? It's like, I think they're just dancing. Also, if they were leaving bad juju in here, it's just a building. It's not
we
like,
have God on our side.
God, we're winning. But yeah, just I that was the thing that like kind of saved my faith, was having a church that was real and authentic and actually cared about. Like it's a very
I like
community
honesty.
Missional church where it's like, oh no, we actually go out and do stuff for the community and help people.
Yeah, like my church, like their whole thing is that it's like they have like this big red cross on the church because it's like this is a place for rescue. That's their whole thing, is that they're like it's 30 cents of every dollar that's put into the church is going outside of the doors. Like we're giving it to like organizations in Colorado Springs. We're giving it to like Colorado Springs Rescue Mission, all this different stuff. They do like stuff for holidays, and like the money's going outside of the church. And the thing is that I would say the toughest part about the church is money. I would say that's the toughest thing, because it's like they have to have tough conversations about like, you guys got to give a little bit of money, and it's like we're trying to do good things, but you don't have any money. And then I'm sitting there, I'm grocery shopping at the Dollar Tree. I'm putting the penny. Yeah. That's me. I'm the penny guy because I'm not doing well financially.
That's one thing like our church put out. Like it's every week they put out like, here's what our bank account looks like.
And it's bad.
Just like print it out. And it was like, sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad. It was like,
oh,
just so
well,
you know,
that's great.
Here's so you know exactly how much money we have at any point. And some people are like, oh, I don't know if you, because then when it's good, people aren't going to feel like they should give. And then it's pressure if you feel like, if it's bad, it's like pressuring on people. Mm-hmm. But there's like, no, it's your money. You're giving us the money. You should know how much or like, are we taking care of it? What are we doing with it? You get, if you want to know our finances, like what we're spending the money on, at any point we will show you. So
that's awesome. It's just open and honest.
Yeah,
that's huge. And also, like, that's the thing, is like we have a freaking lot of pressure. Like like what my mom told me is like, she was like, Jason, you're probably going to be one of the only Christian people. Most people you're going to do shows with will probably meet. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like any lineup I'm on. I'm a minority. That's what me and you are.
We finally did it.
We should be getting booked more because we believe in Christ. Unlike these heathens over here.
I'm the diversity of this lineup.
Yeah. That's what you should say is like, do you believe in God? That's what you should tell that person.
That person.
You should tell that person to go.
The person who has a problem with my booking.
Yeah, the person that has a problem with Russell's booking. It's like, I will give you a spot on the show if you come to church with me. Is what you should do. That's the solution. Anytime anyone gets mad about a booking decision you make, say I will book you on this show if you come to church with me.
It
this
is
Sunday.
like most people do show for a show. Like if you do my show, I get to do your show. I will do like show for church. If you can do my show if you come to church with me on Sunday morning, I will book you.
Yes.
That's not a bad idea.
That's what we should start doing if someone's like asking to get booked that we don't want to book. That's what we'll do.
You should start producing a show, Jason.
I did.
Where?
It's Ultra Flat Black Art Gallery.
Guys.
That doesn't count. That's
Guys,
what Russell
quick
says.
moment of sincerity from me. Jason, lean out of the photo. Lean out of the picture. Quick moment of sincerity from me. Do a show anywhere. Do a show anywhere else that isn't the Ultra Flat Black Gallery. You can ask any brewery. You can ask any bar. You could find a arts and crafts studio. I do not care. Anytime a new show is like, hey, I'm doing a new show in Colorado Springs, I immediately look at the address. If it's at the Ultra Flat Black Gallery, I dismiss it. Do a show anywhere else. It's so lazy. Find any other venue. Find any other venue in the world. Do any amount of effort. Ask anyone. Send someone a Facebook message. Do anything at all. It's so frustrating.
I started it. I was the first one.
Everyone and their mom has to show up the Ultra Flat Black Gallery. They're not even an art gallery anymore.
That's true.
They're a comedy club for people who can't get booked anywhere else.
God, that's so funny. That's so funny.
Half of the people, if you have a show at the Ultra Flat Black Gallery, you've probably lived with Jason at some point. That's all that means. It's Jason and his roommates.
It's me
getting
and
booked.
It's me and people that I was like, you should run a show.
Yeah.
Like,
and they went, why don't I just do it at the place you do it and put zero effort into it?
Yeah, I think I do. I think I might get back on that. But the thing is, I'm so freaking getting booked all the time. So it's like maybe I shouldn't. Why? Like, yeah.
Also, if you don't book a show, don't tell me how to book a show. Thank you very much.
Amen. Russell crushes it, dude. Pike's Punks is I think it's the best one. I think it's the best.
It better be. That's the whole point.
You got stiff competition over there at Trinity. That's the only one that's close.
Dude, no, it is frustrating. I love Lou. Lou Pierce is such a cool dude. I really like him. I'm having Joe McKenna on next year. I really like. I haven't met Joe.
Great guy,
but
dude.
Everyone and their mom tells me Joe's great.
Yeah,
but Lou is the best. I really like Lou. And when he first came to Denver and started doing a show at Trinity, just for whatever reason, he's like, you know what? I'm going to do my show on the last Saturday of every month. And I was like, okay, that's when my show is. Like, I didn't meet him. I didn't know him, but I saw him like, all right, you're about to get stomped out by Pike's Punks. All right, idiot. You packed the wrong mamma jamma to step up against. And then they're like, wow, our first 6 shows in a row, we sold 100+ tickets. Amazing. I was like, oh, God damn.
No, dude.
Dude.
No, it's that
It made me so sad of I've been doing everything I can in my power to have the best Colorado Springs show. And then he came in and 4 or 5 shows in a row sold 100+ tickets. It was devastating.
Nuts. It was nuts, man.
It hurt my feelings so bad.
Dude, it's just the thing is, it's like you go for the Trinity didn't need it. They didn't need it at all. They have a great business and they're crushing it. Like, they make a lot of money just because they're a great restaurant. And they're probably getting about 100 people just there for just hanging out on a Saturday because it's a really good brewery. And then they added on comedy to that, and that's also with producing a show. That's what I'm going to look for. Is like what are businesses that are already winning, because most people do a comedy thing to try to save their dying business, and then they start an open mic and then they die. That's what happens. If your business is like, the best financial decision we can make is to put an open mic night on the calendar,
you're not long for this world.
You are going to crumble.
Dude,
your business is going to fail.
It was the Battle Mountain Brewery, but before that it was the Gold Camp Brewery.
Yeah.
And that place tried to have a show or an open. It was before all you young whippersnappers started. It was our ultra flat black gallery. Everyone had a show at the Gold Camp Brewery because they would do it for 3 months. No one shows up, so they cancel it. Then a month later, someone starts an open mic there, and no one comes, so they cancel it. So 2 months later, someone starts a showcase there, and no one comes, so they cancel it. And that happened until they went out of business a few months ago. Everyone had a show at the Gold Camp, and it never worked. No one ever came. No one ever liked it. But that was their last best chance at like surviving bankruptcy, was a showcase every other Wednesday, which is such a bad place. Because like getting fired, you get fired and it happens. All of a sudden you don't have a job. When you lose your business, you see it coming years down the road. You know, you're just watching it slowly encroach on you. Of just one of these days, I'm out of here, and you're just fighting for your life. That's so much sadder.
They moved to Castle Rock.
Okay, good. I'm glad they moved to I don't wish them any ill will.
Yeah.
But that spot was a terrible spot.
Oh, it was right next to the Springs Rescue Mission.
Yeah.
Bad. Like, dude, I can't tell you how many times I was asked for cigarettes.
Spot.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
not as bad as one of the. Never mind.
We want to bleep it? We can cut it.
We bleep it. It's like putting a comedy club in the downstairs of a bank.
Well, you can't get through the front door, so you have to walk down the.
You have to go
alley.
down the alleyway that people use to go deliver mail. Have you seen this? Like, if you're there, there's people that drop their mail off in front of where I do comedy at, which is hilarious. Like, there's just like 9 people outside smoking cigarettes, and then there's just a Toyota that just drives through and then puts the mail in the slot. It's very funny.
So ridiculous.
It's nuts, man. Yeah, we need to start a comedy club. That's what we learned. That's what Russell and I learned.
I think we do not a bad job at it.
Oh, for sure. It's like if you can figure out like the budgeting, and all you have to do is figure out a way to move tickets.
The show in the bank, the club in the bank that you're referencing, I hosted there one weekend, and I think maybe saw for the entire weekend 45 people.
Me
and
too.
That's kind of when I went, I bet I could do a comedy show. And then I did Pike's Punks. The first one ever was across the street. And my first show ever, I did like 60 tickets. Like, I did more in one night than they did for a weekend, and I didn't even have to hire staff. Like, that was seeing them blow it made me go, I bet I could run a comedy show.
But that's also why
if you have an LLC and you can't even pull this off, I bet I could do it.
If you have an S corp or like legit, like I'm using loans and stuff, and you can't figure out a way to move,
you're getting a grant from the city, and you forget to put your tickets on the website until the week before.
Yeah, dude. I talked with like headliners and stuff. It's also just like,
don't try and save it now. Don't backtrack.
It is hard
because they pay you.
It's hard. It's hard. Like running.
It's easy for me to say because he hasn't booked me in like 2 years.
Yeah, man. No, it's tough, but you kind of you take it one day at a time. That's what you got to do in business. You got to take it one day at a time, and just do little baby steps. You know, do little baby steps. Hey, maybe instead of letting the feature know the day before the show is that he's featuring all weekend, just give him a couple weeks maybe, because then I'll pull out of the show and I'll look like not an asshole. Because I've had to drop shows because I'm like, I'm gonna make $600. Okay, screw you, this person that booked me 3 months ahead of time. Yeah.
So. The first Pike's Punks was the show I sold that joke about my mom.
Yeah.
Let's button this up with the story we brought up 45 minutes ago. The joke about my mom that I said was something along the lines of, they always say like you just end up marrying someone who's like one of your parents. And it's so true because like my wife, she's always there for me when I'm sad. She takes care of me when I'm sick. She makes a great meal. Like it is just like I married my mom, except I finally get to have sex with her.
Such a gross joke, dude.
And it's not like that is that good, but it was like, but I got to show everyone I've got a little bit of edge to me, and then everyone goes, ew, and no one laughs. That's the joke that I thought to pull out at my first ever like show in front of my mom and her new husband.
If you like go and after you say that, and then you say, "Give it up for my mom, everybody. She's here tonight." That would murder. It would do well. I almost guarantee it.
My mom came to my New Faces
Yeah.
semifinal round, and she sat in the front row. She's like, "Mom, sit in the back. It's very uncomfortable to see you in the front row."
My mom sat in the front row.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
So my mom
I got the killer instinct, Russell.
So my mom sat in the front row.
Yeah.
And so I have a joke where I talk about like, I've had a daughter, and people clap, and I go, "That's right, I've had sex before."
That's funny.
And then people laugh, and then whoever's in the front row, I go, "Hit it." I don't know, and they high five me. I point at them, and I go,
"That's fun."
And I go, "Not with you." I don't know why I point at you. It's just a weird little part of my set, whatever.
Yeah.
But my mom was in the front row, so I go, "I've had sex before." Hit it. My mom high fives me, and then I point at her, and I go, "Not with you." Like, just on instinct, I do the bit that I always do, and I go, "Not with you. That's weird. That's my mom." Okay, like, that's my mom. And that did get like a good pop, but I just went into default mode. I just high five my mom. I pointed at her and said, "Not with you." And then
I have one of those.
Earlier when I said my wife has that thing on her or whatever, I kind of had panic improv, and I go, "That's right, Mom. Your baby boy's out there slanging it." Oh my God, why did I say that? Like, I don't know why I do that when I get panic improv. I'm like, yeah.
Why'd I say that?
Why I'm out there slanging it. I try to like be a bad boy without swearing.
That is so funny. It's like, but that like I do this bit like all the time. It's like I say like, "I'm a single guy. Is there any single ladies in the crowd tonight?" And then no matter what happens, if there's woos or if there's dead silence, I just say, "There never is," and it does well every time. Like, it's never not gone well. Even when, like, there was woos. Like, there was actually single ladies in the crowd. And then I said, "There never is." And then it still worked. I don't understand comedy.
Yeah. It is that weird thing of, like, sometimes I will tell jokes and it will crush. And sometimes I will tell those same jokes and it will bomb. But it's like, it's the same jokes, but it's just something in the energy in the air. Or I've had jokes where I've gotten laughs on pauses in places where I didn't get laughs before.
Yeah.
But just like this audience collectively thought that pause was funny, and it wasn't supposed to be. But I don't know how that works. I don't know how the psychology of it makes people laugh or doesn't make people laugh.
Yeah. It's nuts, man.
This isn't interesting.
This is fun.
I feel like we burn out. You're about to take a nap. You're leaning.
What are you talking about,
You're
Russell?
tie-tie.
I am tired.
I think we burned out.
No, this is awesome, dude.
Well, thank you for doing it.
This is so much fun, dude.
I probably gotta put my daughter to bed at some point.
That's a great
Jason,
point. Thank you,
for
Russell.
coming to the show.
Oh, you're the best, Russell.
There's got to be a better system for this.
You gotta get cup holder like
this?
here. Cup holder. This is Jason's edit for the podcast.
Okay.
Cup holder right here.
Uh-huh.
Fridge full of more Dr. Peppers. I got through this one. I wish that there was 8 more. I wish you were like, "Jason, I want to see how many we can get through." I'm having Evan Joe on my podcast. We're going to see who can drink a gallon of chocolate milk.
The fastest.
No, not the fastest. Just
no.
we're going to do the podcast as long as it takes.
You better puke.
For how long it takes us to each finish a gallon.
The original sketch of the studio is there's a mini fridge, and we're just sitting on like beanies next to the mini fridge. But
you want beanbag chairs?
Yeah.
It'd be hard to do it. We almost hit 2 hours, bro.
1.5.
But that was crazy.
This is early December. This will probably come out late January.
That's fine.
You have anything you want to like plug? You want to tell them your social media? Any shows you might?
I'll be at Comic Sense on the 5th and 6th of January.
He asked me to host that show, and I can't because Lydia's going to be in Washington, D.C. So I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I can't do it." And that is always my expectation of if I can't do a show, someone will ask Jason. Like, you are just palette swap of me.
I asked. And also I featured, and they were like, "Would you want to host?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." I love Boulder. It's pretty fun. Hopefully, I want like my dream, like my next big
Steven Taylor.
Steven Taylor? No.
Steven Tyler.
No, it's
that's a musical artist, I think.
Steven Tyler, yes, the lead singer of Aerosmith, asked me to do his comedy event.
Uh-huh.
That's what he said.
Is the case from Kansas? I think.
I don't know. I got to check it. But yeah, Comic Sense, 5th and 6th. But yeah, thank you, Russell.
Okay.
This was an incredible time.
Bubble Boy.
Bubble Boy.
And then we hug. On
Yeah,
camera to end it.
Yeah, dude. Do the best.
Here, let me crack your back. All right, exhale. That better picked up on camera.
Nuts one. Oh my goodness.
On camera.
I'm getting my line.